Let me ask you a question.
You're going to ask me a question?
What do you know about Still Austin?
Still Austin.
Not a lot.
I hear they're in Austin.
They are in Austin, Texas. Absolutely.
They're they're one of the more prominent Texas distilleries. You know, they're up there with like Garrison Brothers and Balcones.
Yeah, Garrison.
Pretty well known.
Garrison likes to say they're the oldest because I think they are. I think they were. I had like the first distilling license in the state of Texas back in the day.
That would make sense.
But as far as the big, there's like 5 actually really big ones.
Still Austin, Balcones,
Garrison. I would go TX.
TX is pretty big.
And I would go Iron Root.
Iron Root, yeah, that's very true. And those 5 have the most developed like distribution network.
Yeah,
because you can find them.
You can find it
all
in
over
places.
I mean, I saw Iron Root whiskey in Total Wine in
California.
Yeah, Southern California.
Yeah, that's cool. So this was a fun one. So if people don't know, I sound like shit because I'm sick.
Yeah, you sound all right. He's still pretty.
And B, I'm sick. But my hair got cut recently, so that's the reason we're not wearing a hat.
Now that you mention it, I think I'm bleeding inside of my chest.
Inside my chest.
So
anyway, I bought this, a month ago? Something like that. In Central Texas, obviously people don't buy rye for some strange reason.
Well, you see a lot of people, they claim that that rye whiskey is inappropriate for when it's hot outside, to which my dear father would reply, don't you have AC?
Don't you have air conditioning? So here's what happens with these. So the Still Austin people that are in and around Central Texas are like, they're ravenous fans.
Indeed.
So when they have things like this is a single barrel, cast strength rye.
3-year age statement.
Yeah, and this just so happens to be a Specs, which is a local chain here, store pick.
Indeed.
So they basically, they picked, I'm sure they picked, at least 2
Indeed.
single barrels, because I'm sure they went to all their stores out here. So in the local chains here, you can wind up seeing these. Now, a lot of these you'll find at the distillery. You got knuckleheads waiting in line for stuff at the distillery.
Of course.
I'm not a knucklehead, and I'm not going to wait in line for anything.
Also because traffic getting down to Still Austin would be abysmal.
Yeah.
Either way,
Single barrel cast strength.
What kind of rye is this? How would you
so I wrote it down. So Still Austin uses a type of Texas rye called Brazetto. That's that what I wrote? Yeah, that's what I wrote down because I knew I'd forget it.
Still Austin is also notable, very similar to Iron Root for being grain in the glass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have relationships with all the farmers that grow their grain, do everything, at least Still Austin does, in the state of Texas.
Indeed.
And Texans are proud of everything that has to do with Texas. So,
of course.
Now, when I opened this and tried it a few weeks ago, I noticed that the rye it's definitely different.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be like your traditional 95.5 rye.
Indeed, but it's not as subtle as
a Kentucky rye. Right. So it's somewhere in between.
As it's opened up over the past couple of weeks, I get a little bit more of what one might consider a traditional rye notes.
See, I get a lot of citrus in this now.
Lemon zest.
A little lemon, a little orange.
Yeah.
Like if you married a lemon and an orange together, maybe. Right.
Sat them next to each other.
Still baking spices and whatnot.
Great color, of course.
For 3 years in this state.
For those of you who are not native to Texas, 3 years is a very long time to age in Central Texas.
Especially down here.
Down here. At least in hill country, you might get a little cold weather. Here it's hot and hotter.
Yeah, but this smells delightful.
Let's not waste any more time.
Yeah, so Nancy Fraley does a lot of stuff with Still Austin. Nancy Fraley is one of those people in the industry. She's like one of the goddesses of
one of the greats.
Tasting, smelling, blending. Nancy Fraley's worked with a lot of people. If I'm not mistaken, I think she worked with Old Forester for the longest time.
Really?
Yeah, and she was like their head taster or something. So anyway, she's known industry-wide, so if you're like a dork like me, and I don't know who all the movers and shakers are in the whiskey world.
But if she's involved with Still Austin, you can be reasonably sure that it's going to be.
Yeah, that's one of the things I've been
palate.
learning with Still Austin is that I think the reason why stuff is so good, obviously there are, high-end production, establishment.
Yes. They use very fine column stills. They use very fine grains.
But you've got somebody like Nancy Fraley kind of, doing the nose and taste test on it. I mean, her nickname is the nose. It's like, oh, Nancy Fraley, oh, the nose? Like, she's that good. So let's try. Did you try it already?
I did. I think you'll be very impressed by it. I would agree with you insofar as blenders are the unsung heroes of the whiskey world.
Ooh, Proofy gal.
I don't know. Perhaps it's because I just had a martini, but I didn't find that to be terribly proofy. It doesn't taste as hot as it is.
So I feel like it leans more, especially now. When I first had it, it was a little mellower.
Sure.
I mean, since it's opened up, it's definitely a lot spicier. So you're drinking a rye. That's for sure. It's still a little orangey, like a little orange / lemon.
I agree with you as far
mixture.
as the citrus is concerned.
Yeah. So citrusy, a lot of baking spices. It's very apparent that there's hey, this is a rye whiskey.
On the retro, I get quite a bit of the oak tannins that you would expect, given how dark it is.
Yeah, good call. I missed that on the first nosing.
I didn't get it at all on the first nosing, but I get it way more on the retro.
Yeah, a lot of oak influence, but in a good way.
In a great way.
Not in a bitter way. Excuse me. Yeah, a little bit of sweet oak. A little powdered sugar, maybe just a smidge, but along with all those baking spices, I mean, I'm getting now a little more spearminty. Mm-hmm. Just a slight, just a touch.
I think you're right, though. It leans much more heavily on the baking spice as opposed to the typical spice that you would expect from mint notes.
Yeah, 100%. And that's what I get in the 95.5 ryes.
Definitely.
And if you guys don't know what 95.5 ryes are,
95% rye.
Yeah, 5% malted barley, but Tristan edited an hour and a half. We did 3 videos talking just about nothing but ryes and the distinctions. So if you haven't
much older, they were about a year ago, but check them out. It's low rye, medium rye, and high rye.
Yeah.
Those are the main distinctions. 95.5 is a high rye.
It's very high. And it's not 100% rye.
Not 100% rye.
And what's crazy is I'm pretty sure this is 100% rye.
Really?
Yeah, I had to write it down, the Rosetto rye.
That was the only one that was noted?
That's the only rye they use.
Huh.
In all their ryes.
Yeah, judging by the literature on the back of the bottle,
So
it's 100%
So
rye.
for 100% rye, you would think this would, if you have experience with ryes, you would think 100% rye, this is going to kick me right square at the teeth.
Well, that's what those boys over at Ironwood are always talking about, the terroir of the...
Yeah, the terroir.
Yeah, the land. Perhaps there's something about this particular strain of rye that's mellow.
I think so.
I think contrary to how hot the proof is, this is quite a expression of rye is a good introduction to the more complex. I don't even know if I go that far.
No.
This is just a really good rye. And I
don't disagree.
think even if you say you don't like rye, this could be a good demonstration of a more complex rye, but not one that's so bright and spearminty.
Yeah, a 95.5 is typically you're going to have your spearmint notes, right? It's going to be very spicy.
Yes.
Very bright, almost like this is a wintergreen gum when I was a kid. I'm dating myself, but came in the foil packets.
I know what you're talking about. There's gum of that variety.
Like double mint or some shit like that, right? So those are 95.5 ryes. This is a good, now, listen, I was just going to explain this a little bit, but now I'm not, because I've been hearing a lot about Still Austin's ryes for years.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, for all the years I worked at
we don't have any of Still Austin's regular,
No.
do we?
So this is what's so kind of ridiculous about me is I own none of the Still Austin ryes, right? We have the cask strength bourbon.
Yeah.
And I think that's about it.
That's it.
It's why I go for like really hard to find stuff. I don't know.
For the love of the game.
This just, I had seen on the socials that this stuff was out. And everybody from years ago was going nuts about Still Austin's, you know, not just Still Austin in general, but their ryes as well. And I just, you know, I was just like, whatever, cool. You know, something else to hunt, but I'm not interested in hunting. We go to our local, because around here in Georgetown, Texas, almost nobody buys rye whiskey.
That was the case in Dallas, too.
Same with Dallas, right? So I'm like, well, I went down there, they had it, it wasn't cheap. I think it was sub 100.
But yeah, which is to be expected from a limited release, single barrel, cask strength, and it's a store pick. That's like the 1, 2, 3, 4 punch of expensive.
Yeah.
But still, 700, that's really not bad.
But now I understand why people have been talking about, you know, not just with Still Austin, but with their, especially with their ryes and stuff, and might have to pay a little more attention to like when they come out with their blue corns or their red corns, because
I think we owe it to give Still Austin way more attention.
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of been sleeping on it, but after buying this rye, I'm like, I don't see why we wouldn't just buy everything from them.
Yeah, buy the whole run.
Kind of.
All the cask strength.
I mean, I had the regular bourbon when I worked at the store.
Yeah.
And it was fine, but you know, if anybody's ever watched any of our videos,
you'll get the impression that we're kind of
proof whores.
Definitely.
So, you know, at 80 or 90 proof, whatever the intro is.
I don't even get out of bed for less than 90 proof. I don't even get out of bed for less than 100 proof at this point.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing 90 proof, it better be like
or Scotch. It better be Scotch, at least for me.
At least Scotch, but if in the bourbon world, it better be like a hyper-aged bourbon.
Mm-hmm. Like,
I mean, and I hate to be a douchebag, but it's kind of true.
I don't.
Like my day starts at 100 proof, and then it goes from there. So we didn't say what the specs were, did you? What's it 100? I can't even see it on the glasses.
Yeah, we talked about it. It's 116.
Okay.
4.
116. 3-year age dated.
3-year age statement, which again, remember with Texas whiskey, that 3 years might be 300 years.
Yeah, so if you're used to Kentucky stuff or Indiana stuff and you see 3 years, you're like, oh, that's way too young. But it's a different monster down here. So just.
It's kind of like Kentucky bourbon compared to Scotch. Like Scotch, it's a 10-year age statement, and it's like you're getting started.
That's just your start.
10-year age statement in bourbon. That's like, ooh, we're getting serious.
That's when things get fun, right?
Yeah.
So anyway,
very impressive. It's a damn shame that we haven't tried Still Austin Rye up until this point.
Yeah.
I think we owe it to ourselves to at least pick up the regular Still Austin Rye at the cask strength.
Yeah, we'll have to do that and do a review on it just to see.
Yeah, and then keep an eye out, like you said, for their limited releases, the different varieties of corn that they do.
Yeah, so evidently, much as I like to pretend that people are out of their minds.
They are, sometimes.
Evidently, the people that have been singing Still Austin's praise when I worked at the store, and they were like, dude, this shit's the best thing ever. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Well, come to find out, they make really good stuff.
This is quite impressive. And it doesn't have the funkiness that one would expect from Texas. Because if you don't know, Texas whiskey...
Oh, sure.
Love Texas whiskey. Texas whiskey is very... Cowboy bourbon's probably bourbon of the year.
For at least in the state of Texas.
At least in this house.
Yeah.
But Texas whiskey on the whole runs the risk of being really funky and really weird and really aggressive because of how hot it is. Because the heat, when it causes the liquor to expand and contract in the barrel, that can make it really harsh real fast.
Yeah, let's just put it this way, Texas whiskeys, and if anybody's tried certain ones that don't agree with them, it can get real oaky and real bitter real fast.
Yes, indeed.
And
it can taste like a corn husk and an oak tree, and
combined
of both.
Combined.
Yeah.
Right. It's like you take a corn on the cob, shove it in a in an oak stave
And then just
and shove it right up your backside.
there you go. There you go.
You're like, welcome to Texas, son.
Woo! That's a bottle.
This is not that.
This is rather
This is
approachable.
very good.
You should be able to find all of Still Austin's offerings no matter what state you're in. If
Yeah.
you go to a big box store in particular, think your Total Wines or
Yeah,
whatever.
Bethmo in California, Specs in Texas.
Specs in Texas, etc.
Yeah, there's big ones. And
Keep an eye out for the limited releases. I believe they do 4 times a year.
they do. It's funny. They do a bunch. So they do. I know they do like I might get it mixed up, but they do either a blue corn in the spring and a red corn in the fall, or vice versa. So they'll do those. Those are the two offerings that you'll see typically, which they tend to sell out pretty fast because people in the know. These, we were at the store today, down the way.
Yeah.
Still had them because people don't buy rye whiskey in the state of Texas, evidently, unless you go to the distillery and wait in line for everybody, with everybody else. But anyway, we found it. It's super good, and you want to try Texas rye in particular, done real well.
This, I think, is a preeminent example.
Yeah.